Hey there, welcome back to Creepy Encounters. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the videos. What's the weirdest / creepiest date you've been on? Went on a date with a guy once and he said he had to stop off at home for his wallet. He lived down the street from me. I went inside with him and he ended up pulling me down onto his love sack as a joke and trying to hook up with me. I got up and left and walked home. Fast forward a year and I read in the local news that he was arrested for kidnapping and raping a woman that he had been on a date with. He held her captive in his apartment and beat her and assaulted her. He could have faced life in prison, but only spent about 6 years in before he was released on parole. I told a guy about a sexual assault that I had sustained on a train. A man put his hand up my skirt. Date said to me, "What, like this?" and then attempted to recreate the assault. This was a first date. In a park where we got coffee for goodness sake. Great date and ended by walking on the beach. I took my shoes off and he offers to hold my shoes while I grab a couple of seashells. We walk back and I am washing my feet off and he walks over to his car. I thought to grab a towel and he takes off with my shoes. I met this guy online, texted a lot and I thought why not go out on a date. Well, there were a lot of things he failed to mention, such as his extreme Tourette's. Every sentence had a swear word thrown in randomly, and he would interrupt me constantly, which I brushed aside because I have met people with the syndrome before. His height was almost a foot less than his profile said he was just over 6 foot, but I'm 5 feet 7 inches and towered over him, and of course, forgot to mention the 6 other girls he was in a relationship with. I was uneasy initially because of how much he failed to mention, but it got worse. He took me to a massive antique store. We both love old stuff, which was basically the creepiest warehouse I've been in. It was dimly lit with all sorts of creepy dolls lining the wall. Not my kind of antique store. So we're walking through the store, with him randomly shouting swear words, and I just want to go home. He kept grabbing my shoulder. Cupping the shoulder and squeezing hard, then would run his hand down my back and grabbing my ass. I tell him I'm not comfortable with it, and he grabs my hand and pulls me into the bathroom at the end of the shop, throws me against the wall so I end up on my hands and knees. I'm in shock now, locks the door, lowers his pants and thrusts his junk into my face. When I didn't follow his request he grabbed my jaw and tried opening my mouth. A finger slips in and I take the opportunity to bite it. This freaked him out, screaming "What the fuck is wrong with you? I just want a blowy," and I stand up, slap him across the face and get out as soon as possible. I'm crying while running out of the shop, and the shopkeeper stops me and asks what's wrong. I explain what just happened and he looked over to see my date chasing after me. He was arrested on site and haven't heard from him since. Thankfully I'm now with a wonderful man so it all worked out in the end. I love telling this story. It's not really creepy, just awkward. So, first thing you need to know is I get migraines with aura. I generally vomit from pain from them. It's like hard to see sometimes cause light sources have big halos and everything like glows. It's all unpleasant. About 2 years ago, I'm excitedly getting ready for a Tinder date and I start feeling migraine coming. It's like 45 minutes before the time we set. This dude's been super pleasant over chat. He has this cute hipster Buddy Holly look going on. And I swear if anyone ever told me sorry I have a headache less than an hour before our first date I'd delete their number. So obviously I have to go. Sometimes I can ward off my migraines with caffeine and we're going to a Thai place, so I rush through finishing dressing for the date and head to the restaurant, because I've decided that the solution is to get there early, drink a Thai-iced coffee to load up on caffeine, and get this migraine gone before he shows up. It doesn't work. Dude shows up, I keep casually like propping my head up on my hand while we talk so I can press against my temple with my fingers. I am only making one-word responses and positive noises. That is my entire part of the conversation. At 2 separate points I leave the table and go puke in the restaurant's bathroom and then I come back pretending nothing happened. I would like to say I'm just an amazing actress, but I'm not. I get called out instantly when I show up to work hungover. Also let me reiterate I was not speaking in complete sentences this entire dinner. So this guy was like on a date with a corpse. He was so fucking into me. He kissed me outside the restaurant and I pulled away pretending shyness. I had puke mouth have him some line about it being pleasant, and went home to die. This dude spent 3 weeks straight trying to get me to go out with him again. He was so into this corpse woman he went on a date with. I shared no thoughts, no personal anecdotes. I did nothing the whole date but nod weakly. And he was into ta-out. I am when not physically impaired what one would call a broad in the positive sense. I curse and talk shit and don't take shit from anyone and have a thought about every fucking thing in the world. This dude would hate my actual self. And TBH, I think the fact that he apparently wanted to date someone with no opinions of their own is probably why he was single. TLDR, I went on a date with a debilitating migraine and my date was into that. So, I had been out of the dating game for roughly a year, and being the awkward mess that I am, my best friend had convinced me to try out OkCupid. Figured, I can get to know people online and then try a date. Terrible idea. I'm still mad at her. So, I meet this guy on the site, and we spend a few weeks chatting and getting to know each other, and he seems really cool. He asked me on a date, and I said sure. Here's the part where I'm a moron and am surprised I didn't get murdered. I say I prefer low-key dates, so he suggests that he cook us dinner and we watch indie horror films at his place. I agree. I am so stupid I show up to his place, and have developed a code word system through text with my bestie, and she has all the details of where I am. He meets me outside, and I realize I tower over him. At 5'7", that rarely happens to me, but I shrug it off, can't help your height, right? We go up to his flat and he shows me around, emphasizing on the bedroom. Then takes me to the kitchen to show me the 4 bottles of very expensive wine he bought for me, and no dinner prepared. He pours me a glass, and I awkwardly pet his dog. We sit on the couch and he puts on this weird Italian art film, no subtitles, in all Italian. Neither of us know what is happening. So I just sit there, feet flat on the ground, spine rod straight, sipping my wine, when he decides to basically curl up in my lap. And he starts nuzzling my face. Like that thing cats do. But with his face on my face, for at least 10 straight minutes. His dog looks at me with pity. At this point, I excuse myself to the bathroom and text the bestie to call me and get me out of there. After taking her call 20 minutes later, I politely try and thank him for the glass of wine and make my way off the couch, and he lays across me and force cuddles me. Wouldn't let me leave, so I just stood up, and he plummets to the floor. Because like I said, I am an Amazonian compared to him. He pops up off the floor to help me put my coat on, and gives me one good sniff right at the nape of my neck. Pretty sure some of my hair is still infused to his brain from how deep an inhale that was. I made no attempt to hide my running down the 3 flights of stairs and up the block to my car. Deleted my account that night. Never again. I went on a date with a charming young man from a dating website, who only wanted me to model for his porn website. Being way too nice, I actually rebuilt the site for him. We dated for a week, and he stalked me for 2 years, had to go to court and get restraining order and all, never again. A magician ditched me at a Starbucks because I didn't ask him to do a trick. He started doing card tricks with strangers and walked out the door. I didn't ask because I wanted to know who he was, not what he did. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more real-life creepy encounters around the world. See you in the next video. Bye.